I don't think it'll be a surprise to anyone. My first player selected. I've got to go with Hooper. He's the El Capitano. He's the beating heart and soul of the team.
Welcome back to the Sports Booth YouTube channel. Today, me and Hughesy are doing something a little bit different. A
Yeah,
fantasy draft of the All Blacks and the Wallabies. So what we're doing is we've got obviously the Wallaby squad that's been selected, the 40 players, and I've done 40 All Blacks kind of players that I thought would be an All Blacks squad. We've got them, put them together, and we're going to do a fantasy draft. So picking out both of our teams, one pick each. We're going to start positional wise, so it'll be from 1 all the way down to 23. And what's the kind of broad spectrum so that Hughesy just doesn't select an Aussie team, I don't just select an All Blacks team, although that would make my team better, is Hughesy has to select 12 Australians, 11 New Zealanders. I have to select 12 New Zealanders, 11 Australians. So we've kind of got to keep tabs of who we're selecting and key spots for specific players. Maybe like the first 5 slot will be a New Zealander filled for Hughesy's team since the Aussie struggle in that position. But because Hughesy's got to select an extra Australian, he's got the ability to go first with his team and to make the first selection. So we're starting at number 1. We'll make our way down. Hughesy, first pick. Obviously, it's going to be a prop. We're not doing specific positions either. So I just want to clear that out. Me and Hughesy don't know enough about what's a tight head and a loose head to be judging on that. So it's just a bit of a fantasy. See how we go with that.
look, I should know, but I don't. I really don't. I was a low grade player, but I don't think it'll be a surprise to anyone. My first player selected, Taniela Tupou. I mean, he's a beast. He's insane. Look, he's quite possibly the best player in Australian colours right now. He's just, and I'm sure you'll bring up the fact that he's got New Zealand background in there, but look, he's elected to play for Australia, so that's all that counts. Look, I got to pick Tupou number 1. He's just too good not to.
And I would probably agree, looking at the props list I've selected for even New Zealand, that Taniela Tupou may have been my first pick as well. Now that I'm picking, I'm looking at the team. It's the props probably the closest department where you could easily. There's a lot of good Australians. We've got James Slipper, Alan Aliatola, but I'm actually going to take a man who's been playing fantastically well recently. Offer Tuianga Fussy, the Blues, for my first pick and my first New Zealander. So that is my pick.
All right. I'm just inputting our picks into a table as well, so we can keep track of them and how many of each we've picked. So we've got our number 1 picks on the board. Alrighty. So second prop. Look, I really, yeah. There's a lot of quality props to pick from, which is good. It's like that's a good thing for both of us. I'm going to pick Angus Bell, and this might just be a little bit of Waratahs and Aussie bias, but he's so young and he's already so good, and I think he's only going to improve. And I just want Angus Bell.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic season to start off with. Definitely for the Waratahs. Unfortunately, obviously, not such a good game on Friday when he got red-carded. But other than that, he's had a pretty good season. So for my second selection, because I have to take some Australians, I am going to go for James Slipper. Yes, James Slipper will be my second pick. He's a 114 test, Wallaby, a stalwart for the Brumbies, and I don't think you can go too far past him as one of the better props still in the game, and he's got some silky skills that he's shown on for the Brumbies and a couple of try assists there. So yeah, Slipper's going to be my first Australian I've had to pick.
All right, I'm putting that in the table. So far I've got 2 Aussies. You've got one of each. So that I'm going to now pick a Kiwi for my hooker position, Falau Fainga, I'm going to take him in my hooker slot there.
A Kiwi, he's
no, sorry,
Australian.
Not Falafel. No, sorry, no, he's Australian. Sorry, I'm going to pick. I'm going to continue my streak of Australians and go Falafel. I don't know why I said it. I'm going to pick a New Zealander.
It sounds like New Zealand enough, mate.
Yeah, I don't know why I said I'm picking New Zealand. I said I'm going to continue my streak of Aussies. Another really solid season with the Brumbies, and they were the only Aussie team to get a win over the weekend. But I mean, of all the other Aussie teams, they're the ones that should have gotten the win there. And we'll talk about this at the podcast. I'm still a bit upset about what happened with the Reds, but
yes, okay. So Aussie's got Hughesy's gone with his Aussies. I'm not a big fan of the rest of the Aussie hookers there. As I look at the team, the rest of the team list, Fletty, Katu, Lachlan Lonergan had another fantastic game for the Brumbies and up there, and even Dave Parecki's had a very good season. But that pushes me to select a hooker from the ABs or the New Zealand side. So we've got Samasoni Takiao, Cody Taylor, Asafa Omoa, or Kurt Eklund, and I'm going to go with Cody Taylor. I think been there, done that. Crusaders, man. The more Crusaders you have in your team, chances are the better you are. So I will take Cody Taylor, as I've got keep that 2-1 New Zealanders.
Yeah. Look, that's a good pick there. And now is where I'm going to dip into the New Zealand talent pool here, and I'm going to take Sam Whitelock as my
first lock. Pick Sam
first
Whitelock.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
I would say. You go.
Look, I just think he brings. You look at the front row I've picked, all. Angus Bell's 21, Tupou's 25, Falafanga's 26. Pretty young.
Yep.
They've got experience 100%. In there. I think Whitelock brings some veteran savvy into that squad.
I like that explanation for it. Yeah, he must have played over 100 tests, just about up to 100 tests, I think, if not over 100 for the AB. So that's a good pick.
The craftiness. Craftiness.
Definitely. I'm in another position where I actually don't like the Aussie locks too much. There's definitely some talent in there, and I think Darcy Swain's a name that interests me. But the fact that you left Brodie Retallick off the board, I'm going to take Brodie Retallick with my first lock in. I can't let you have both Samuel Whitelock and Brodie Retallick, so I will take Brodie Retallick for my pick.
Yep.
Okay. Hughesy's second locking choice. This will be interesting.
Yeah. So I was hoping you felt like you had to go another Aussie here, and would have left me Brodie Retallick, but that's fine. Yeah. I was watching Matt Phillip play for the Rebels, and bless his heart, he tries very hard. He's just not very good.
It's funny. He is one of those players where I'm like, man, in a bad team, he looks like a superstar a little bit because the Rebels aren't great, and again, they've had a couple of better performances, but anything he seems to do touches gold for them, and it's like, as great as he looks, I'm not worried if the Wallabies have to select him as a lock. That's not to say he's a bad footy player. He's probably top of the Rebels pile at the moment, the way he's been playing. But yeah, I see what you mean.
There's just mistakes seem to happen around him at the Wallabies level, I guess. This is difficult. I think I'm going to grab a Barrett here early and go Scott Barrett.
Oh, Scott Barrett. Mr.
Have
Red Card himself.
Yeah. Look, the more Barretts you have in the team, the better. So I'm going to,
you're not wrong.
Yeah, see if I can collect them all this draft.
Gosh, I'm definitely going to dip into the Australian locking team now. I'm looking. I've loved what Jed Holloway's done for the Waratahs this year. I think he's been mammoth.
He was my one that I was tossing up between him and
maybe he'll end up on your bench. Yeah. Because I'm going to actually pick Darcy Swain. I think Darcy Swain from the Brumbies has been another big time player for them, and I think he's a good lock for me to have in my team. To him to go with Brodie Retallick's a couple of tall locks, we won't lose too many line out balls with Cody Taylor throwing that in. On to the Lucy. So we'll start with 6. There's a lot of talent to choose from. We've got Hooper, obviously, Rob Leota, Fraser McWright, Pete Samu, Lochliki Swinton, Rob Valentini, Harry Wilson for the Aussies.
Yeah.
Artie Savea, Dalton Papali'i, Ethan Blackadder, Hoskins Satutu, Sam Kane, Shannon Frizzell, and Peter Gus-Sowakula. Actually, what we'll do, rather than picking 6, you can pick any loose forward now, so you can go 7, 8, 6.
I figured we'd do this like we do the props.
Yeah.
Look, there's so much talent here. It's just, I know who I'm going to pick, and I'm pretty sure I know who you're going to pick. Pretty sure, yeah. So I just don't know if I just want to frustrate you or not. No, I've got to go with Hooper. He's the El Capitano. He's the beating heart and soul of the team, and yeah, he's Michael Hooper. He's the best footy player in the world right now.
Well, I'll make mine easy because we knew what was coming. Artie Savea.
I wonder who this will be.
Artie Savea at 8 for me is 100% the man I am taking. There is no doubt in the world. Yeah. I saw that. I was like, well, now that we're doing this, I know you're taking Hooper and I'm taking Savea. So
yeah.
This is where it gets interesting now, though.
Yeah. Okay. So, I quite like how Fraser McWright has been playing this year for the Reds. Valentini's always a solid pick out of the Brumbies. Harry Wilson's a big thumper as well. But I think I'm going to take your captain from you and take Sam Kane.
Sam Kane?
Yeah.
What position are you slotting him? I know it's a fantasy, but let's say you've got Hooper at 7. You're going to put him at 8 or 6?
I'm going to hold off on that until I pick my next pick. I think he's going to have. He's got the positional.
He could play both. He could definitely play both. That's a good. I also like what you've said with Fraser McWright. I think he's been fantastic and is the rightful heir to Mr. Hooper himself. Although Hooper's still not quite finished his career, but I am going to take the blue superstar Dalton Papali'i. Who's been fantastic, and I think you can't go past him. And I'm playing Artie at 8, so he'll go into my 7 position for the team.
Okay.
Yes. Wow.
Alrighty.
Wow. This is getting interesting.
Yeah. Okay, I am gonna take. Ooh. This is really causing me some difficulty here. There's just so much I can do. I'm really stuck here. Because I kind of want to take Lockie Swinton just because he hits fucking hard. And you need a little bit of a bastard in your team. You know what I mean?
You've got two pretty boys at the moment, 2 pretty boy 7s. You need someone who's going to be a bit
I feel like I'm going to put... Yeah, I think I'm going to put Kane at 8.
Yep.
And then put Swinton at 6.
At 6.
And, yeah, just, as I said, just for that bit of tough bastard, you know.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
what I'm going to do. Lockie Swinton.
At 6. Well, I also think I need a tough bastard. He's not quite as crazy as Swinton, I'd say. But I'm going to take... got 2 good New Zealand flankers. I'm going to add Rob Valentini to it. I think he's been another Brumbies one who's been huge. So I think he'll slot into my 6 quite nicely and add some physicality there. Not like we didn't have enough of Artie Savea, but we'll add some more with Rob Valentini into the 6 jersey. So that is the loosies. Let's head into the number 9s where there's quite a lot, I guess, of good players again. Like you've got Jake Gordon, Ryan Lungerin, Tate McDermott, Nick White for the Aussies, for the Wallabies, and Aaron Smith, TJ Perenara, Finlay Christie, and Brad Weber for my All Blacks selected team. Hughesy, you're up first.
Yeah, look, this one is actually one where I feel like there's a decent bit of talent there for the Aussies, mainly in Jake Gordon and Tate McDermott. Nick White, I don't know, his passing sometimes is just a little bit too off for me. Jake Gordon, I think, has really elevated his game this year and has become more than just a a halfback. He's become a real big attacking weapon for the Waratahs, and he's just got incredible pace on him. But then you look at the All Blacks like Aaron Smith and TJ Perenara, and it's like, how do I justify picking Gordon over either of those two? Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a. How many have I got? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Aussies to three Kiwis.
In the same boat. five Kiwis to 3 Aussies.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with TJ here. TJ Perenara. I don't.
Wow.
Yeah. I gotta balance out the sides.
I thought for sure you were going to take Aaron Smith. I think he's second best halfback in the world to DuPont. And so I wasn't in TJ. I play for the same rugby club as TJ back home, and he's one of my all-time favourite players. And I wasn't even going to select him. I was looking at the Aussies because I do need an Aussie, just like you. I'm in the same situation, and I can guarantee you I'm not taking a first five from Australia. So my pick now becomes a bit tougher because oh boy, would I love a bit of Aaron Smith in there. I think I'm going to take Aaron Smith. I'm going to go heavy on the. I can't not. With Aaron Smith on the board, I can't justify taking an Australian 9. So I will take Aaron Smith as my 9. On to the first fives, where we have Ben Donaldson, Noah Lolosio, and James O'Connor for the Wallabies, and in my made-up All Blacks team, Beauden Barrett, Richie Mo'unga, and Stephen Perofeta.
This is
kick us off.
I think this is a clear advantage to the Kiwis here. In this position, and honestly, I'm between Barrett and Mo'unga here.
You sound like every New Zealander at the moment now.
I know, and you can't. I don't think you can go wrong with either of those. But I'm going to go with Richie Mo'unga because I just, I don't want to play against him. You know.
Fair enough. Well, then that sorts out my pick because I'm taking Beauden Barrett. Yeah. Beauden Barrett, I'll take one of the Barretts so you don't have all of the Barretts. But yeah, I think, again, either one of those...
That was the other thing I was coming into my consideration was, should I go for trying to complete the Barretts? But no, I just have... Yeah, I mean, Richie Mo'unga, I just have nightmares about thinking about playing him. Like that's what he's like going into rugby championship. He's probably the player. Him and Artie Savea are probably in my head the most worried about how the Wallabies are going to counter them.
So you currently sit 5-5. I am 7-3. I've got to get some more Aussies in my team as we move to the centres. So in the centre position, we got Fakiti, Ikitau, Pasami and Parisi for the Wallabies, and for the All Blacks, Leonard Brown, Havili, Tuivasa-Sheck and Tupaia. Geordie Barrett is in our outsides, but I will allow him to be selected if you would also like to pick Geordie Barrett.
Yeah. To put Pattaya has played in the centres before for the Wallabies as well. But I am actually going to go, and this, people might call this a hometown pick, but I'm going to go Parisi. At the moment, he's so difficult to stop at the moment, Isaiah Parisi. Like in all of the Wallabies games, the player that has looked the most unstoppable has been Parisi, and I think he's going to bring that to the next level. He's only got 2 caps at the Wallabies level, but I think he's ready to dominate in the centres. I'm putting him at outside centre.
Yep. And I need to dip into the Wallabies team too. The issue there is I think Ikitau and Pasami are the 2 better outside centres, and so I'd be left with having to select Fakiti as my inside centre, and I'm not a massive fan of that one.
Yeah.
I think Ira Simone was there, I'd probably go with Simone, but that's tough. Knowing that you won't probably be selecting an outside, I don't mind who I get out of Ikitau and Pasami, so I'm going to actually take Roger Tuivasa-Sheck for my number 12 jersey.
I was going to take him. You didn't take him.
Unproven, but I think a talent like that, you have that in your team. Watch out for the rest of the competition. So I'll take Tuivasa-Sheck as my 12.
Hmm. Now this is all right. Now I'm starting to question my decisions a little bit. No, not question my decision, but question my next moves a little bit.
Well, all of those New Zealand centres can play 12. Hunter Pasami's also played 12.
I don't know if I want Paisami at 12 though.
Yeah, he'd probably kick the ball away too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with David Havili take another Crusader. Take another Crusader on my team. They've just got they know how to win.
They do know how to win. They definitely do. Okay, well that makes my job easy. Actually, it makes it hard because I got to choose between Pasami and Ikatel. Probably before the Brumbies versus Red game, I would have taken Ikatel, but after that game, I'm going to go Pasami and say, Hunter Pasami, you'll be my outside centre where you have to do less kicking and you can just run hard and hit people. So that is who I've gone with.
No, why have I put him there?
And into the outsides. So the outsides for the Wallabies are Pataya, Tom Wright, Tony Pulu, Jock Campbell, Reece Hodge, Andrew Callaway, Tom Banks. For New Zealand, I just read that list and I'm going to struggle to get full of a team of the Wallabies. Will Jordan, Sevu Reece, Geordie Barrett, Lester Whanganuku, Caleb Clark, Enrico Ioane, and Atene Nanai Sutudo are the New Zealand boys.
Now, my first pick might surprise you, but this is mainly to deny you a quality Aussie pick. So I'm going to take Andrew Callaway as one of my wingers.
that was probably one of the only ones I was looking at as well.
Yeah, because I know you need more Aussies, and he was a try-scoring freak last year, so I've got to take him now, and then I'm spoiled for choice the rest of the way.
You are, but I'm going to take my New Zealand pick of this and get that out of the way because there is no way I do not select Will Jordan for my fullback and not have the best fullback in the world. So I've gone with Will Jordan at fullback, but I will have to get some Aussies in here because I might be just about done with my New Zealanders soon. I've got, 1, 2, 3, four. I've got 4 Aussies at the moment. And we're... Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have a bench full of Aussies.
Alrighty. I think I am going to take... I'm going to take Geordie Barrett for my 15.
I like that. That's a good pick. That was a very good pick.
I'm looking across the board there, and I think I've got to go with him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That is a very good pick. I am going to go with my first winger as Jordan Pataya. When he's on, he's on. So I'm just kind of hoping that he will be on enough for me to get some hill off. Maybe Will Jordan makes a break and Pataya finishes. So that is the goal there with that pick.
Fair enough. Well, I'm going to go very quick here for my other winger pick, Caleb Clark.
Absolute beast.
Yeah, I don't really. That doesn't need that much explanation there, I think.
Yeah. I will go with a guy who's been finishing well of late. Tom Wright is my other winger.
Yeah.
Again, I'm trying to fill up with some quality Aussies, and I'm hoping that Will Jordan makes enough breaks and can just pass the ball to Tom Wright, and all he has to do is finish. So that is the goal, I think, there. With those 2 wingers, he's shown, and I think he's top try scorer still for the Brumbies and in Super Rugby. So that is my pick. So that's our 15s at the moment. How many? How many?
You got 9. You got 9 Kiwis and 6 Aussies, and I've got 7 Aussies and 8 Kiwis.
So I can select 4 more New Zealanders on my bench. No, 3 more because we got 12 and 11. Wow.
Yeah. So you're 12 Kiwis, 11 Aussies. I'm 12 Aussies, 11 Kiwis.
So you've got a good split. You've got a bit more room to manoeuvre, whereas I'm stuck a little bit with what I do. Alrighty, onto the bench. We'll go for it. For the bench, you can select any position at any point. So you need 2 props, a hooker. Then you can decide what you need in your back tier, obviously, you need a halfback. Other than that, it can be a bit more free range. You can take 2 flankers if you want 2 flankers. You can take a lock and a flank. You can take 2 locks. You can take 2 outside backs a bit anywhere. But you can start us off for your bench, Hughesy.
Righty. I'm going to take Joe Moody as one of my props.
Oh, that's a good prop. That is a good prop.
Yeah, just another. Yeah, look, I'm really liking my front row at the moment.
Yeah, that's a strong front row. I'm going to rebuttal that straight away with an Alan Alatoa from the Brumbies. Brumbies captain.
I was looking at him as well.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about which of those two I should go.
I think those are the 2 best remaining out of the props. So yeah, I'll take Alan. To get my Aussie numbers up, I think the fact that you went prop kind of forced my hand a little bit to go prop.
Yeah, I think we're both thinking along the same lines here. I'm going to go with a hooker now. I'm going to go Samisoni Takiaho.
Yep, that was
sorry
good.
if I butchered that pronunciation.
No, that was good. That was really good. Probably better than I did it. Good hooker, definitely.
And look, I'm really filling up on New Zealand players at the moment, but you've taken so many of them that I've got to. So
yeah, you do. Now that you've selected a hooker, I can leave that until a bit later. What do I want though? That's a tough one. Oh, there's so many good players left. I am going to take a 9 now, and I am going to go with Tate McDermott to be my backup 9 replacement for Aaron Smith needs to be pulled. I think a little Energizer Bunny has been very good for the Reds as another co-captain, so bring some leadership qualities at a young age. I really like what I've seen from him and have gone with him as my backup 9.
Fair enough. Look, you've precipitated me here because I'm going halfback now as well, and for similar reasons of a bit of an Energizer Bunny but a bit older, I'm picking Jake Gordon. Again, maybe a little bit of bias, but I really like how he's elevated his game this year, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him take the starting Aussie halfback job off of Tate McDermott.
Yeah, definitely. I think for every game he's played in for New South Wales, he's been a force to be reckoned with and becoming a bit of a maestro at the intercept. Another good one on the weekend. Okay, well, I'm going to go with my number 23 jersey, which is a bit of an outside back kind of centre role, and I'm going Rieko Ioane. He has been electric this season, and I think he's potentially kind of just about in the MVP talk for the Blues. He's been that good, and I think that gives me 23. Putting him at 23, I can ideally bring him on at centre or on the wing, and so that's what I've gone for my choice.
Yeah. All right, I am gonna dip into the locks here, and I'm gonna take Jed Holloway, because I need to pick some more Aussies, and I think he's the best of the bunch there. Remaining, and yeah, I just think he's a good pick, and he just keeps rounding out what I need.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, for my next pick, I am going to take my Lucy reserve, so the number 20 in today's day and age. But I'm going to go with Ethan Blackadder. I think he can play 6 and 8, and then if Dalton goes down, I can always move Artie into 7. Is my thought process there, and it's just a loose unit, absolutely massive on the rugby field. So that is my. I think I've got one more New Zealander I can pick. So, so yeah.
I'm going to pick Reece Hodge because of his positional versatility and goal kicking ability, a bit of experience as well. Has proven international strengths. I think it's just a solid pick that can fill spots for injury or form.
And so I am going to take Isaac Rodder. Again, another good Australian who likes to get dirty, isn't afraid to get into some of the fixed stuff. Very similar to Lockie Swinton. probably a little bit less mobile than obviously Swinton as a lock player.
Yeah.
But I think Isaac Rodder, is going to be my choice for my backup lock. And he's got enough experience there to definitely make an impact.
I'm going to pick Fraser McWright here, to sort of fill in the back row if needed off the bench, and also sort of to deny him to you.
Good
bit
pick.
of yeah. You shift them all around as you need to and there, but yeah, Fraser McWright. Deny him to you since you got to pick Aussies, and I think he brings a lot to the team.
That is a good pick. Yeah, good. He's been very good over the ball. You can 100% say that. All right. Pick up Lachlan Lonergan.
Yeah. So I've got one more Aussie pick, one more New Zealand pick, I think.
And
So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Aussies, and that means I'll have 9 Kiwis. All right. So I need another prop. I'm going to use my last Aussie pick on Harry Johnson-Holmes here as my second backup prop.
And then I will pick up Tyrell Lomax as my backup prop for New Zealand. So that works out all right.
So now I can start to go a bit wherever I want here. I'm going to go with Sevu Reece.
Oh, good pick.
Yeah. He's just tormented us a lot, and he can sit next to Reece Hodge on the bench, and they can both get that Reece chemistry going.
Well, my last pick, I am going to take another man who's quite versatile, and I think can play first 5 or fullback. I'm going to take James O'Connor. After stating I wouldn't select an Australian first 5, I have selected an Australian first 5. Ideally, my thought process here is he doesn't see the field. With Beauden Barrett and Will Jordan just playing the whole game, and then maybe he can come on the wing.
Should we run through our teams 1 through 23?
Take them through your team.
Yeah. So we've got Taniela Tupa, Folau Fainga, and Angus Bell, an all Aussie front row there. Then we got an all Kiwi second row with Sam Whitelock and Scott Barrett. 6 and 7, Lockie Swinton, Michael Hooper, Waratahs duo, and at 8 we've got Sam Kane. I think between Hooper and Kane, there's a lot of leadership that'll really inspire this team. We got TJ Perenara at 9. I like a little bit of veteran savvy at my 9, and Richard Mwanga at 10. Andrew Kellaway at 11, a try-scoring machine. That's what I've got him there for. David Havili at 12, Isaiah Parisi at 13, Caleb Clark at 14, and Geordie Barrett at fullback. The bench is Joe Moody, Sony Takeaho, Harry Johnson-Holmes, Jed Holloway, Fraser McWright, Jake Gordon, Sevu Reece, and Reece Hodge.
What a team. That is quite a team. Looking at it now, when you were selecting it, I was like, my team's 10 times better. But now actually seeing it formed and everything, it is that pillaging duo of Hooper and Kane scares me a little bit. So my team is Ofa Tuingafasi, Cody Taylor and James Slipper as our front row. Quite an experienced front row with many international games. Then we jump into our locking duo of Brodie Retallick and Darcy Swain. And then I think this is the highlight probably of my team with physicality-wise, with Rob Valentini at 6, Dalton Papali'i at 7, and the man, the myth, the legend, Ardie Savea at 8. At the 9-10, the important positions, we've stuck with the All Black duo of Aaron Smith and Beauden Barrett. Been there, done it for many years. And then this is where we get interesting, the rest of the back line having to play out. Now, I've got the best fullback in the world in Will Jordan, but we go 11, Jordan Pataya, 12, an unproven Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, but all the talent in the world, Hunter Pasami and Tom Wright. So it's an interesting backline combo. And then on the bench, we have Alan Aliatoa, Lachlan Lonergan, Tyrell Lomax, Isaac Rodder, Ethan Blackadder, Tate McDermott, James O'Connor, and Rico Wane. So a bit of flair on that bench, and the Reds duo of McDermott and O'Connor, if needed, to silence the game. So yeah, what I will definitely be doing is putting a bit of a poll up on the old IG to see who you think selected the best team, whose team is best, who would win in a and a one-off World Cup winning game, and we'll see what the results are like, and maybe react to some of the results that we see. But yeah, how do you feel about your team, Hughesy?
I feel pretty good. I think there's a lot of talent there. I think my forward pack is a step above your forward pack. I think that's really going to be the strength of my team.
Yeah, interesting you say that, because I would have. Oh yeah. Looking at your backline, again, it's so hard when you've got so many quality players across the board.
Yeah.
There's not a true weakness I see anywhere really. If you look at it, like I was, maybe your backline, but even now I look at your backline, you got Callaway, even Havili, even Parisi, as though he's just as unproven kind of as Tuivasa-Sheck, so it kind of evens out a lot of the places. So we'll leave it to the people, I think, to decide who would win. But for now, thank you for joining us. Let us know in the comment section how much we went wrong, who we should have selected, any really bad picks. But other than that, goodbye for now.